Something huge just dropped in the AI world. But it didn't come from OpenAI or Google. A small startup in Singapore unveiled a new AI agent called HRM, which may be the biggest breakthrough in reasoning we've seen in years. HRM is not bigger or trained on more data. Instead, it's built differently and is outsmarting models more than 4 times its size. Unlike models such as ChatGPT, which break problems down step by step, HRM thinks in loops like the human brain. This isn't a scaled-down large language model or a stripped-back transformer. It literally borrows the brain's layered decision-making strategy and applies it to AI reasoning. This architecture allows a model with only 27 million parameters to outperform models with hundreds of millions or even billions of parameters. For context, GPT-1 had 117 million parameters, which is over 4 times as many as HRM. HRM has even outperformed Claude 3.7 and OpenAI's Zero 3 mini-high model on reasoning benchmarks. Most modern AI models use chain-of-thought prompting, where the AI talks itself through a problem step by step. However, if the AI makes a single mistake in that chain, the entire answer can fall apart. HRM avoids this by reasoning more like a human, thinking strategically and then executing rapidly. It has 2 parts, a high-level planner for the big picture and a low-level worker for carrying out tasks quickly. These 2 parts loop through each other, with the planner making a plan, the worker executing it, and the planner updating the plan based on the results. This back-and-forth process allows the model to internally check and refine its own reasoning mid-process. The results of this architecture are impressive. On the ARC-AGI benchmark, an AI intelligence test, HRM scored 40.3%. This is significantly higher than Claude 3.7's 21.2% and OpenAI's Euro 3 mini-high model's 34.5%. In a Sudoku test, HRM solved 55% of hard and extreme-level puzzles, while Claude and OpenAI's models solved 0%. In a maze challenge using 30x30 grids, HRM found the optimal path in 74.5% of tests, while other models again scored 0. What's more, the model was trained with just 1,000 examples per task, without massive internet datasets or months-long pre-training. Guan Wang, one of the creators of HRM, stated that you could train it to a pro-level Sudoku player in 2 GPU hours. Transformer-based models like GPT or Claude always perform the same amount of thinking regardless of the difficulty of the question. They cannot go back and rethink their output once it starts coming out. HRM overcomes this by using its 2-level architecture to adapt the amount of reasoning based on the problem's complexity. A version of HRM even uses reinforcement learning to determine how many iterations it needs for each task. This flexible thinking is a significant step forward. This architecture also helps solve problems with current AI training, such as deep backpropagation through time, which is memory-intensive and slow. HRM uses more local gradient updates, which are easier to compute and more biologically plausible. This means it requires less memory, can be trained faster with fewer resources, and scales well. It can run on a laptop or even be embedded into edge devices and robots. The startup behind HRM, Sapien, is already testing it in healthcare for diagnosing rare diseases and in seasonal climate forecasting, where it reportedly achieved 97% accuracy. The team includes former engineers from DeepMind, Anthropic, DeepSeek, and Elon Musk's XAI group. They believe that HRM's brain-inspired design can push past the limits of large language models. The entire project is open source and available on GitHub. While it's early days and HRM is built to reason, not to chat, its performance as a proof of concept is one of the strongest we've seen. The trend is not just about making AI bigger, but rethinking how it should work. HRM is already working and beating models 4 times its size with a fraction of the training data and no pre-training. This is no longer just a theory. The next big leap in AI will likely be a new architecture that offers better reasoning, faster training, and cheaper deployment without needing a massive amount of GPUs. If HRM's path continues, AI agents may one day live in your laptop, robot, or car, and they won't just be summarizing the internet, they will actually be thinking. For more breakthroughs like this, remember to subscribe and like Bonbon AI Global.